This ain't about no TV show for me. This is real, bro. I'm out here because I care. And I want to learn from y'all right now. I want to see what y'all have created with the culture, because it is part of our culture. We got to survive. Black Market is part of our culture. We make a way out of nowhere. That's what we do. Our goal is just to simply show the world a window as to why people do the things they do, where that desperation comes from. It's like they say, when the system fails you, you create your own system. Man, I remember the days when I used to be scamming. We called it the craft back then. Crafty kids. And I remember when I discovered the computer. Oh boy. I figured out that if you type in 9 digits enough times, eventually you was gonna get someone's social security number. Oh man. Bing, 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 bing. Off to the mall we go. These kids done got a whole new way of doing things. It's crazy to see how much the game has evolved. These days, scamming has moved online and out of sight through the dark web. An underground internet where illegal activity is practically untraceable. Hit up the ATM at your local bodega and you can buy your way in. What up? Well, break this Bitcoin down to me.
All right, so now we go to this Bitcoin machine here. Out of the Bitcoin machine, you know, we exchange our money. It exchanges dollars for Bitcoin. So now Bitcoin is an untraceable electronic cash. You about to scan it right now. We're gonna put the money in. That's how you buy Bitcoin.
And then we take that and then we put it into the real world now. And we make them, that's how we turn it into cash.
Now we going shopping.
Yeah.
You can buy anything you want with this shit. Drugs, pieces, pussy, mother
cars, everything.
Watches, anything.
Organs.
You want. Yeah, even organs, that's right. I'll buy a mother IP address. What else?
Social security numbers, everything.
Yeah,
anything.
Anything. Bank login.
Everything.
Bank login?
I'll buy your bank login.
What? So say you buying social security numbers, what do you do with that?
I would just be that person. I might want to get a credit card and I don't know, Best Buy or some
I might
shit.
just go open up a Macy's and get me a watch, or get me a Movado.
So say, okay, so you say you go someplace like a Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
You show them, you have the ID and everything in that name?
Everything.
I could get that. Well, you know,
and you can buy all that off the dark web as
that's
well.
where it starts, yeah.
Buying contraband with a credit card is like asking to be arrested. By trading cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, scammers can cut deals on the dark web anonymously, as if they were trading in cash. And all that secrecy allows scammers to buy your identity while hiding theirs.
Say if I wanted some Pumas, I'll buy a Punchy, go on Puma.com, put them in the cart, type in the numbers, that's it, go straight to my email, go straight to the crib. Started from here. 2021 shit.
Yes, sir. And because it's Bitcoin, it's untraceable. You don't have to meet up with nobody. There's no undercovers.
I'm in the corner store.
What has this done to the drug game?
All that drug shit is hot. Selling crack and all that shit on the corner.
Nobody.
I ain't trying to sell no crack right now. I look too cool to sell crack. You feel me? I ain't paid for half of the shit I got on. That's number one. This is expensive shit. No tax, no Uncle Sam. Uncle who? This shit is an art to me. I have fun doing this shit. I like expanding my brain, just expanding to see what else I could do.
The craft has evolved from when I got introduced to it, but it seems like the level that Joe took it to has changed the whole scape of how, you know, brothers making money out here in the street.
Mm-hmm. And it's still changing.
These young brothers are blowing my mind. They're making bank in ways I never dreamed of when I was in the game. And not only that, they're setting up networks with other scammers just like them. You see, it's all designed to grab your financial information and take your money without leaving a trace. Brett Johnson is the godfather of cybercrime. The scams he ran years ago has set the stage for scamming networks today.
I'm this guy that's responsible for most of the financial cybercrime that's around today. The 39 felonies that I was convicted of had to do with credit card fraud, phishing schemes, account takeovers, tax return identity theft. I'm the son of a bitch that's the reason your tax return is delayed every single year. So there are three necessities to online crime. Those three necessities are gathering data, committing crime, cashing out. All three necessities have to work in conjunction. If they don't, the crime fails. The problem with that is that one guy isn't good at all three things. He's good in one thing, sometimes he's good in two, but he can't do all three. That is why you've got the dark web forums. They allow that one specific criminal to network with other criminals who are good in areas where he, and sometimes she, is not.
How is it they can buy my information off the dark web in the first damn place? Well, you might not like what you're about to hear. The scammers work like a team, and it all starts with the masterminds that know how to extract your identity. We are on our way to see a scammer, but not just any scammer. This person is what is known as a fisher. That's someone who finds people's information, social security number, mother's maiden name, whatever, any piece of your information. She will fish for it in order to get you to feel comfortable enough to give her the keys to the castle, financially speaking. Fishers have all sorts of tricks to get the details they need to steal your identity. I had to see for myself how they operate in real time.
Hello, can I speak please? Oh, hello, Miss. How are you today? Okay, this is Sarah, ID number 35707, calling from Citibank's Fraud Prevention Department. I'm just calling to secure your account and make sure everything is fine. Okay, do you think you can verify your email address for me? Yahoo? Okay, thank you very much. Do you think you can tell me, please, your address associated with your account ending in 1187? Perry, thank you very much. Now, lately we've been getting a lot of scams and weird calls. Let us know if anything goes wrong or if you think at any point, your account is being compromised. And that's it. I just made sure everything is up to date and you're good to go. Yep, everything is fine. Thank you so much for your time. All right. So yeah, it's that easy. And especially when they call you and they tell you fraud prevention, the last thing you think that it's fraud.
I've met some dangerous people, but Lady A is on a whole nother level. She was surrounded by piles of identities, thousands of people's personal data, ready to be compromised. So I'm told that what you do is considered phishing.
Phishing is the art of extracting information from people willingly. We spam, we send out mass emails to hundreds and hundreds of people's emails. Somebody's got a bite. I will set up a whole site. They'll click on the link from the email and they will think they're logging into their own account, but they're not. It'll just reload and reload and reload. You're never getting anywhere. You'll be like, what's wrong with this? And leave it alone. But really, you're just giving me your credentials. Once they bite, then I call. And we fish. Out of those 100, let's say 5 hit, we're good. You will think it's the bank or you'll think it's something that'll allow you to verify your information. Give me your social. Give me your credit card number. Give me everything. I will disguise my phone number. I will be the bank's phone number. I will make sure that it looks like the bank's calling you.
I've had one of these phone calls.
Yes, be careful. It might be me.
Lady A doesn't need much to get started. Your name, your birthday, and a credit card number will do. And once a fisher has the baseline information, they'll come at you from all angles to piece together the rest of your details. Then they'll sell your identity on the dark web faster than you can read your own credit card bill. I gotta tell you, watching Lady A work, I can't help but wonder if any of us are safe.
Now, socials, that's a government database. I can pay $1, whatever social I need.
$1?
Yep.
You could pay $1 to go on the dark web and get
somebody's
a social security number.
Yep. With that, I'm golden.
Find me.
Find you. I'll find little identifiers. Like, obviously, you were from Brooklyn.
Right, yeah.
So I would put Brooklyn in here, you know? And that'll narrow it down. Are you a Kenneth?
Yes.
Are you a Kenneth?
Oh, shit. I've been found. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And
Education, look, your relatives, associates, contact info, phone numbers. Yeah, I found you.
Anyone's identity can be stolen. In 2020, the Federal Trade Commission received more than 2 million reports of consumer fraud and more than $3 billion worth of losses. Once you have gained someone's trust and they give you their information, what happens then?
And now I have everything that I need to take everything that you have and what you don't have and open shit in your name and be you for a little bit. I have your access to your bank account, mobile banking, to your cards, to your address. I can change everything, send everything to myself. Close your account. Now I can use your credit to open more accounts. Now I have your fingerprint. Now I know your IP address. I know what browser you used. Now I'm really you, because now I'll set up a remote desktop protocol and I will be in your computer. So there's no way for them to know any different.
Scamming's a big money game, and you could be the next target. If you answer a call from a fisher like Lady A, and you're not careful, it's game over. Lady A is a computer mastermind, and she could take over your account by herself and drain you dry. But in the scam world, there's no need to operate alone. With all that stolen information at her fingertips, selling to other scammers might be the fastest way to cash.
See, this dude right here, we're about to trade.
Trade what?
Like I told him what I have. See, I have this, the IDs and stuff.
Oh, he's looking to you to buy fake IDs.
IDs and people's credit cards. We join groups and we trade. Some of them are in Russia, some of them are in Germany.
All over the world.
Here. Yep. I don't need access to all these accounts and all this stuff, but they do. So yeah, we sell them. I have somebody who has hit me up on Telegram, which is like the encrypted app that we communicate by, and he wants to buy film fulls. So I've told him yes, I've already told him the price. And now we're gonna see what happens. Well, right now I just gave him the address, my Bitcoin wallet, and he'll probably send me the 20 that I asked for the info, and I'll send him his product and we're done. There we go, the sound of money. Done deal. That was easy.
So in
It's a chain.
they need you to do what they do.
Yeah. They need me because without me, they don't have access to all those funds that they need, and they don't know how to get them. Not everybody knows how to do it. And not everybody has the programs it takes to send mass emails or set up a website that looks just identical to your Chase book, you know?
This is a skill.
Yeah.
Scammers can have a field day shopping on someone else's dime. But if they do it online, they're gonna have to be careful about the shipping address. Some scammers are solving that problem the old school way, with an embossing machine that prints the physical card and the magnetic strip reader that makes it swipe.
Right here, these are Giphies. So what you do is you want to bust this open. Now some of these come with like numbers already embossed. Boom. Take that off. You put the hand sanitizer on there. What that's gonna do is like all the chemicals in it is gonna make it be able to scratch the numbers off. You see what I'm saying? Because they're already just ink right there. Boom, they come out quick, easy. The main part of this is the magnetic strip. The magnetic strip holds all the data on here. You're gonna put a magnetic strip on here so when you have different card numbers or keep on using the same one on these Giphies if you want to. So now, boom, once we got it clean, we want to set the card in an embosser. Okay, so the embosser basically creates the name on this card. So I may not be this person, of course, but I'm gonna be this person. When you have a card like this, you want to make an ID You gotta make sure it has the hologram, everything authentic, you know, that it looks real. You don't wanna go in there like McLovin, okay? You wanna have it look authentic, so all your stuff is matching up, and like I said, owning it. This is my money, this is my ID. Hey, I'm William. You go online, boom, find some numbers, boom. Use them. Do a few in-stores, boom, boom, boom. If you know you're going into a spot where somebody's gonna check that card, if you don't know the system, or if you haven't done your research on, oh, it's sweet in here, like, oh, I see it's a girl that's working the register. She's definitely not knowing anything about what's about to go on. I'm going to that lady in that register. Oh, she's 78 years old, for sure. How you doing, man? And even being just yourself and being comfortable with it, you gotta understand that this is your money. This is no longer their money. This is your money. This is my money, so I'm gonna go spend it.
Buying products with stolen credit cards is one thing, but to make real money, you gotta flip that product into cash.
So I buy your credit card information on the dark web for $10, all right? For that $10, I get your card number. I get the expiration date, 3-digit security code. I get your address, your name. Now, you can use that immediately for $500 to $1,000 worth of product. All right, so not a bad haul for $10. But guess what? These guys gotta cash out. So how do you cash out? So what you do is, say you're shopping online, you're using stolen credit cards. What are you gonna buy? You're gonna try to get laptops. You're gonna try to get the Rolex. You're gonna try to get something that resells quickly, all right, is what you're gonna try to do. So you get that. What do you do with it? You sell it. Where do you sell it? Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, eBay.
Top scammers can stock up on so much product that it's tough to cash out quick enough. But lucky for them, there's another criminal enterprise, flush with cash and motivated to move fast. Your local drug dealer. So you put in orders, you could ask for a specific thing, they'll bring it back to you, and you cash them out.
Correct. Started out, a couple of things here and there, a couple of PS4s. Then I went to moving the big stuff. When they get all the items that they done swipe for, and they bring them to me, and I might buy them at $50 less, $100 less. At the end of the day, I'm still making my money more than what theirs. They just want to get rid of it because they have no trails to a person who actually has cash. You get me this from this person, and I got this for you. It's basically a trade.
Cashing out is so common that some dealers are creating a whole new market by bartering with scammers for exclusive items.
Also the person they come to when they need stuff like as far as women, drugs. I got this one dude, he comes to me, he likes women, love them. I'm talking about give his kids up for him. But he would come to me like, yo, what do you need from me? I need 10 females. You need 10 females? I need an Airbnb.
So it seems like the service you provide for scammers, it's a lifeline.
Yeah, it's easy because it's stuff they have that I need, but I have stuff that they want.
Everything's a hustle, bro.
Everything. It's different scammers. You have scammers who scam to get high, people who scam to live a lifestyle, then you got people who scam to provide. I do what I gotta do to get by. The government don't give a about me. Never did. You'll see me for about 5, maybe 10 brief minutes. When you stay still, that's when things happen.
I think we got it.
I just have one other question. You said you turn it off.
Y'all good. That's 2 cars going at it, because this is big drug territory.
This is a lot going on. I just really want to get the out of here. I haven't heard shots like that out of a window to a room that I was in. It's been a long time. Brought back a lot of trauma, to be honest with you. You know, from seeing people get shot right in front of me. Pray that I don't, turn the news on one day and see this young brother Yeah, man. The threat of violence has always made drug dealing a high-risk hustle. And once I discovered scamming, I stayed in that game because it was safer for me than selling drugs on the street. I came in the game real late, mid to late 90s. I look back at some of the shit I used to do when I was younger. I don't know where I got the balls from. I guess it was a sense of desperation. That's what scamming is all about. It's what the black market is all about. Finding out ways to beat the system. Because we are tired of being beat down by the system. Your back is against the wall, you do what you gotta do. I sure know I did. Man, bruh, I have not been in Brevoort projects in years, bro. Wow.
Man, it's a blessing to still be able to walk through the P's and be free, not worrying about no shots being fired. That's my mother's window right there when I was growing up. You feel what I'm saying? The same places I made those cards, same place the feds came and rushed.
Don Quan's an OG who grew up in the Brevoort projects when drugs were king.
That fraud world is where it's at right now for these young brothers. The whole network is different now. Like, drugs don't even really exist in the community no more. I don't even see crackheads no more. That's what's crazy.
Wow.
They don't want to take higher risks for low reward. If they could take $5 and make 5,000, it's a win-win. As opposed to taking 500 and making 800, what would you rather do?
I remember we used to laugh at, dudes on the corner, hustling, and even the snatch and grabbers, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, that shit is like, that's too much work.
Yeah.
The war on drugs was always a rigged game, you know what I mean, from the very beginning. All the risks you taking, being on the corner, fighting for the real estate, getting picked up by police, not having no money for bail. I did my little thing. We called it the craft back then,
right.
The crafty kids. I was down with that crew, you know what I mean? And I had a dude, man, homie, back in the day, he knew how to, take the credit card and dip it in the Clorox.
I come from an era a little before then when you had to go to the hospitals to steal an embosser machine. You couldn't get the embossers how they got them today, where you go and you can order them online from China or these local places that selling embossers. So even back then, the way they get numbers today is not the way we got numbers back then. See, right now you go online and just buy some numbers. Back then, we would go into rent-a-car companies, hotels, and Macy's, and just take the receipts. So you didn't have to pay. The game was free, for real, back then. Right now, you can go online and you will get anything you want, anything you need in regard to the game.
Scamming can be such easy money. Everybody's doing it now. And law enforcement can't keep up. So they stay focused on catching the big scammers. Brett Johnson would know. After appearing on the U.S. Most Wanted list, he spent 7 years in prison, and now he works on the other side of the law.
Everyone's information is available. That's what people don't understand. A lot of people out there think, hey, what can we do to make sure our information isn't compromised? Your information has been compromised. We're at a point right now with cybercrime that they can no longer arrest their way out. There was a story just last week of 800 arrests. That sounds like a large number until you realize that just one of these websites has 1.15 million people, criminals. So you're arresting 800 out of 1.15 million. No, you're never going to be able to arrest your way out of the problem. We've passed that. Law enforcement can no longer cope with the amount of crime that's happening online.
I found out about some scammers who are going after an even bigger fish, the U.S. government relief funds. Now, they wouldn't tell me ahead of time what they were doing, but they invited me to meet them at an undisclosed location.
Today. Pacific. This is where we can come into contact with UFOs and aliens.
We're heading to a small Japanese town that was ravaged by a nuclear disaster and is now trying to rebrand as a tourist destination by cornering the market on UFO sightings. Vice News Tonight returns Wednesday at 11 on Vice.
So what is this new game that your peoples put you up onto?
Shit, really, it's not no new game. It's like when you into this type of game right here, it's always something new.
Is it scamming?
Of course. You know that. Come on, Mike. You see me? Come on, Mike.
I gotta ask, man. I gotta ask. I'm old school, bro.
Come on, man. You see what's on the table?
Yes, sir.
Not playing with you. Hey, we here.
Once upon a time, that dope money would put just as much on that neck and on this table. Once upon a time.
Man. Hey, go bring my bag real quick, please. You saw this nigga Mike. I'm not playing, bro. Straight up. Thank you. So me, gotta keep my niggas around me. Okay? Talk money.
So this is what it is. What they call these pieces, huh?
You know that. Shit, Mike, I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know, I'm past coke money. I'm in the hood. I can't really basically break it down to you step by step to let you know exactly what I do, you know? You can't spill the sauce. You know, that's just G-code.
I got you. So how are you eating, man?
Listen, man, basically what I'm doing is picking somewhere that I'm not from, you know? Using people's info.
So you get people's information of the dark web, and then you make these pieces.
That's it. It's like an application. You know how to get a job, right?
Is this PPP or SBA?
Nah. Me and my clique, we don't do none of that. To me, those things right there is loans. We don't deal with loans, you feel me?
Yeah.
And the thing with the PPPs that people don't understand is that they get a lump sum of bread, you feel me?
Yes, sir.
My applications, I'm doing, nigga, 100 a day. I created a cycle. What we're doing right now is some shit that nobody is doing right now. This shit ain't gonna be stopped, bro.
I'm getting the feeling these brothers found out how to scam unemployment funds. When the government passed the CARES Act during the pandemic, nobody was thinking about securing that money.
The pandemic is one of these things that changes fraud as we know it today. It took states and the federal government 6 months to figure out they had lost billions of dollars per state. These states had never been hit with that type of fraud. Remember those 3 necessities of cybercrime: committing crime, gathering data, cashing out. Cashing out's the big one because you got to keep that shit secret. That's why unemployment fraud is so popular right now, because you can get that $2 million loan through PPP, but where are you going to cash it out? You can't set up a new bank account and do that because they'll freeze that shit. You can go down to Walmart and get a prepaid debit card. That will accept a $10,000 loan. You remain anonymous. Much easier to cash out $10,000 than it is $2 million. And that's why unemployment fraud.
This game right here is big up the Trump.
Big up the Trump, bro.
This is what this game is called. Big up Trump. Trump, I'm gonna send you niggas with these 3 right here.
What is he about to do with those 3 cars right now?
Cash out. Boys about to go ahead and do their thing. Go ahead, y'all boys. Boys gonna do what y'all do. What time it is?
We're in a parking lot of some bank somewhere in Miami. And they're about to pull this cash. There's no danger risk. There's no one knows that they're here. It's crazy because even though I know that they're breaking the law, I'm watching them break the law. And, you know, this area is kind of like in a dicey part of town. It's not like they're doing a drug transaction. Pull up to a bank, go to its ATM, and use an untraceable card. Hoodie and mask. I guess now you know the gun is the piece. These schemes are downright brilliant, and scammers are hungry to make bank. They'll take it out of your pocket if they have to, but doing it online can almost make scamming look like a victimless crime.
I do not want to get you. The bank's gonna give you back your money, because it's insured. I go after the bank. I go after the big man, stick it to them. Their corporations suck ass and they don't take care of their people. I don't want to get rich, I want to get by.
I'm sympathetic. We're all just trying to get by. But the truth is, there's always a victim.
It is never a victimless crime. Criminals convince themselves it's victimless because they have to justify that shit. And I think it's because of the ease at which money is stolen. So much money is stolen so quickly that you can go out and buy that Ferrari. You can buy that Lambo. You can brag about it on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube. When I was committing crime, I drove a Mini Cooper. I didn't have the Maserati or anything else like that. You have to remember, if you're committing crime, you don't brag about it.
Flaunting your scams wasn't a thing in my day, but this new generation of scammers are a whole lot bolder. And sometimes that kind of drip can come at a price. Fat Joe is an expert on the hustle game, past and present. So I asked him to help me break it down.
My brother Mike, what's good, man? Welcome to Miami, baby.
I had a youngin' tell me, he said, bro, scamming is the new crack, and the keyboard is the new Mac 10.
The keyboard's the new Mac 10?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
They replacing the drug transaction with scamming.
Truthfully, I'd rather they scam than sell crack and up the hood and let everybody get high on
It's
shit.
way less. It's way less. Way less
violence.
Way less risk, and the rewards are bigger.
I remember risking my life every single day. I was in the streets since I was 14. We be on the corner, yo, I did 40,000 a day. People were selling drugs like it was free. Like, it was like Wall Street where they got the paper in there. That's how we used to chase customers. The hustler's ambition, the greed, where I was like, yo, I got to have this, that.
The desire, the need for money is still in these streets. The hunger is still there with the new generation now, the youngers that's coming up under us, right?
Even more.
Even more so because of social media. See it more in their face every day, 25 hours a day.
Shit, I was at Saks Fifth Avenue and a dude was smoking a blunt inside Saks.
What?
No, real talk. And so the temperature done changed.
Yes, sir.
The hood got money.
It seems like to me, man, they getting younger and younger and smarter with this whole new way of making money.
And something that we have a problem with brown and black people is, for some reason, we think we too good to do normal shit, right? So I got a friend, he don't want to work. I get him a job, $25 an hour. Bro, that ain't no real money, but you ain't got shit right now, bro.
Zero. Beats a blank.
Right, so he's too good for that job that got benefits and shit like that. You know, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody got to do what they got to do, right? The scammers is out here crazy. You know, the system was designed for people not to make no money. And they figured it out. But you gotta understand, these people been outside the window looking at everybody eating steaks and lobsters. And they want their shit too. And that's what everybody's after, the American dream.
I am a manager at a bakery. I'm a single mother. And I'm a wolf person. I identify as wolf.
If you really want to know what's happening with the scammers, listen to the music. You want to know what's going on in Cuba? Listen to some Cuban rappers. You want to know what's going on in Mexico? Listen to some Mexican rappers from over there. Juarez, Jimenez. Know what I'm saying? Because hip-hop's always been the CNN of the streets. And they tell it real.
A rapper who was telling it too real is TJX6. The lyrics of the most infamous scam rapper are simply scam tutorials.
The government tried to ban me from the dark web. I downloaded Tor browser and got back in. When they got a VPN, just bought another bean. Keep searching these bitches on my site till I can slide a bean. This shit illegal, but it's green. Yeah, flew down here to Miami, about to record some music, working on my album right now, Generation Hustle.
What up, TK? Good, brother. Good? Yeah. Where you from, man? Talk to me.
I'm from Detroit. Detroit is like the city of scamming. At like 11 years old, I was already scamming.
Taught you how to scam at 11 years old?
We ain't gonna go into them details, but I will tell you. But I will tell you what was happening. So around that time, I bought my first Bitcoin. If I would have kept all my Bitcoin from back then, I would have had 100 million at 19.
So you was making enough money scamming at 11 years old.
For sure.
Where you were able to invest and buy your own Bitcoin.
Yes.
The mindset of the average 11-year-old is not thinking about finances.
Trust me.
You another animal, bro. So what were some of the things you started to elevate to?
From there, I met this other dude. He was already a rapper. He told me I should start rapping because I already had like the image, the money, just everything. One day he took me to a studio. So I didn't know how to write a song, know how to do nothing. But I did have methods in my phone that I like write out for myself. Like I write out step by step how to do things and money tutorials and shit like that for different apps. I literally just brung it up on my phone and I read it. I didn't rhyme, nothing. Like it was just like a lesson.
So you started basically putting the art of scamming on wax.
Exactly. For example, Swipe Story. It's a song called Swipe Story. I have a whole video with it, me going into the stores. Like, I went into Walmart, I bought an Xbox, a TV, a PlayStation, and a whole bunch of other shit. And it's on video on YouTube. The internet is a crazy place now. But then I just made it crazier because I'm giving out scams. I'm giving out ways to make money and shit. So they hear the songs like, damn, I'm about to try this myself.
Where do you see your generation moving in the future in regards to the culture of scamming, with what opportunities are out there for a young brother your age and your community and your generation?
Like back in the day, it used to be Crips, Bloods, we want to shoot, we want to come rob you or something. Now, this generation is all hustle. I know personally a few motherfuckers that I influenced to stop doing whatever they doing and turn into the game I'm in.
You're taking something that was designed to put us in prison, and you've turned it into a career, like a music career. Who the does that?
There's songs out there that I regret saying shit. Like, I'm too truthful about this shit. Like, I'm really scared, to be honest with you.
You don't think that the feds can still use the music that you're making today, right now in this moment? You don't think that they can use that against you?
Yeah, for sure.
Does that bother you? Like, are you concerned?
Not real, like, yeah, because I got kids now.
How many kids you got?
I got 2.
TJ, you got a lot going on, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
You got a lot going. I mean, that's not really a compliment.
Right, yeah, that's not right.
To be completely honest, I mean,
but you saying like,
you have a lot. It's a lot of drama to be transparent. That's a lot of drama. You are literally making lemonade out of lemons. but you know, one day we're gonna run out of sugar. When you can operate behind the cover of the internet without the threat of violence, scamming might seem a lot safer than drug dealing. But kids like TJ are putting targets on their backs. If you brag about scamming, you're gonna get caught. And once the law grabs you, the system is gonna come down on you hard.
When I was engaged in cybercrime, you didn't have African Americans committing those crimes. And you didn't have women committing those crimes either. When I was in prison, the drug dealers that were there, they all came to me asking, hey, how much money are you making on credit card fraud? Back then, it was profiting $30,000 to $40,000 a month. They realized that, hey, there's not that much concentration on cybercrime, but the profit potential and the way to stay anonymous through the roof. Let's pivot over there. Well, law enforcement has had a hard-on for people of color for decades. So they're not worried about the guy who's the white guy. You know, they'll give me time, but they will put the other guys under the floor.
Don Quan learned that the hard way.
I've been there. I spent 20 years in prison for credit cards, nothing else. All my charges have been credit card fraud. I got more years in federal penitentiary than most of these young boys that's doing that game right now. Got life, you know what I'm saying? Life on the street. I went to jail on the strength of a good Samaritan. Not nobody I did business with. A business. I went to them and said, can you put Adobe Photoshop in my computer? He seen credit card templates, credit card numbers, and notified the FBI. One thing about that computer, it has a fingerprint.
Yes, it does.
So whatever you do on that computer, it's gonna come back. That's how they got me. I didn't get arrested for using cards. I got arrested because of my computer. They found like 100,000 dumps in my computer. Anytime you use a person's social or a person's identity, it raises the time factor. They're giving out too much time now for the crime because our people is in it.
The justice system has always been rigged against black and brown kids. So we started scamming because we thought it was safer. Turns out, any way you cut it, we still get a raw deal. I see myself. I see my younger self in their eyes, man. That hunger, that desperation, that feeling of not being seen, not being heard. I see that when I engage, when I come around the way, when I'm in the hood, you know. And I also see a lot of potential. It takes a mastermind to think of some of the shit that they be doing. Man, I guess that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. That's my job, to let them know that they could take that potential and that gift and use it for something else. Because it really is a gift. Yo.
Yo, yo.
What's good, bro?
What's good?
What up, beloved? All right. Flatbush definitely in the house.
You know that. Getting money.
Me personally, I think your generation is 10 times more evolved than when I was doing it. You know what I mean? I wasn't thinking the way y'all was when I was your age. You know what I'm saying?
Think a little more out the box and shit.
Yo, if y'all were to take 2% of your mindset of what y'all be doing, and put that towards something else, imagine how far y'all would go.
I ain't gonna lie, I think about that all the time.
Yeah, but it's like, we don't got the knowledge to even start that shit, you know what I'm saying? That's why we just do what we do here and just it up, because if we had the right people to let us know, yo, take this, do an LLC, this and that, because I hear this LLC shit all the time. I still don't know how to hook up an LLC. But I'm sure I'm making more money than half these LLC.
You know, something what you just said right now, brother, that was one of the most honest things I've heard in a long time.
Real shit.
That's real talk, but you know something though? You ain't alone. It could be hard to imagine a life you thought you'd never have. We need to give these kids opportunities so we don't lose them to the system. So I introduced these young brothers to Don Quan because he's living proof that you can turn your life around.
I'm 47 years old. I don't know nobody that hustled for 47 years straight and winning. If all my friends are dead or dead in jail, that same data card, you can create a business online. It's all in applying the positive to that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to decide what you love that you're gonna stand and feel comfortable in doing every day.
All right.
New beginnings, man.
And that knowledge.
Already push.
These young scammers just might turn this life around. They said they're thinking about starting a legal weed business. Now, if one law can change the black market into a legit enterprise, imagine all the things we could do if we wanted to. With this season, I wanted to use this platform to inspire, and I got that opportunity right now. Goes back to that old saying, how can we aspire to be what we cannot see?